So we have a news story here from newrepublic.com, and this is about some polls showing in 2024. We have Fox News polls. Fox poll shows Republicans in for a brutal 2024 election. Even Fox is admitting on air that the policies it pushes aren't all that popular with voters. That's great. Um, and before we continue, I just want to note that these right wingers, conservatives, Fox News, and those even to the more right, but even the somewhat mainstream. I guess Fox News is a mainstream. It's one of the biggest news. I think it is the biggest news network. The stuff they're putting on their network and the opinions they have doesn't resonate with most of the country, right? Like I said, they're one of the biggest media news providers in the United States, but really the stuff that they're saying is not resonating with I want to say sane people. I don't want to just throw out the word that these right wingers are insane, because I don't think that's an accurate term. It's kind of ableist, perhaps. But really, what they're saying, what they're putting on their network, is getting a lot of viewers, but people really don't really like what they're talking about. So let's look at this. Republicans are calling for more guns, and scrambling to ban abortion every place they can. It's as if someone gave them a shovel and they're trying to dig to the other side of the earth. Their policies are bad on principle, but they're not looking too hot electorally either. Consider the latest poll. Let me zoom in here for a little bit so you can guys see this a little bit better. So we got this Fox News poll. Now, first off, I want to say that actually I've heard that Fox News polling is pretty accurate, but a lot of the times when they show polls or graphs on Fox News themselves, they're very misleading. There's a couple news stories and websites that show misleading graphs that Fox uses. But anyway, these are just pure numbers, so let's look at these. So this is a poll between April 21st, 24th, 1,004 registered voters. Now, I'm not sure where this poll took place. That'd probably be helpful, but anyways. Proposals to reduce gun violence percent saying in favor. So these percentages are people who are in favor of these specific policies. One, we have background checks for guns, right? So if you want to go buy a gun, they check and see if you have any violent behavior in the past, or if you've had any previous altercations or issues with guns. I think that's a pretty as they would say, common sense gun reform that it looks like almost everybody, 80%, a lot of people approve that. So it's pretty much only the real far right people that aren't gonna agree to that. Enforce existing gun laws. Now, I think this is kind of a pretty funny question. Like, the laws we have right now, let's just enforce them. And it's funny that 19% believe that we shouldn't enforce them. So that means like 19% of these people already believe that the gun laws are too restrictive. And that's the big holdup here with a lot of laws, especially when it comes to gun rights. It doesn't matter what the law is if people don't enforce them. And when I say people, I mean the law or police officers. If police officers don't enforce a crime, then who cares if it's a crime or not? And that's the big problem, because we have a police force that is largely right-wing and supports right-wing and conservative ideologies. So if we do end up passing laws that benefit progressives and maybe restrict some things that conservatives enjoy, it doesn't matter if we pass these laws if the police force and other people don't enforce these laws that we've passed. So it pretty much bypasses the legislative process, if we don't have people enforcing these laws. We have legal age 21 to buy all guns. Now, I don't know about that question is to buy all guns, so I don't know if you're 18, can you buy a handgun? I'm not sure about that specific question. I will say, I am in favor of more uh, regulations and things like background checks and reforms when it comes to guns. But the legal age, making it 21 instead of 18, I don't think that's a really great idea. The same thing with alcohol. I don't think that you should have to be 21 to consume alcohol. I think it's ridiculous that you can go sign up to go overseas and fight for your country, and die. Basically sign your body away to the United States government, but then not be able to drink. So I think that's some pretty not really parallel kind of rights here. Ban assault weapons. Now, assault weapons, I think that's kind of a loose kind of term, not exactly what that term means. More citizens carrying guns. So we see here a majority of people do not think more citizens should carry guns. And, I agree with that. I think more guns equals more problems. And then we have this here, abortion should be 56% legal, 43% illegal. So it looks like, what the Republicans are pushing is not popular with voters at large. And that's the issue, is Republicans know their ideas are not popular. And if they play a fair game, that they will win and stay in power. Because the whole Republican playbook is about reducing the ability for their political opponents to have power or vote. Okay. That's why you have all these voter ID laws that come into play that disproportionately affect people of color and people that would typically vote left, progressive, Democrats, whatever you want to call them, but not conservative. So that's one way, is to, voter ID laws. Another way is gerrymandering. The Republicans' goal is to have fewer people vote. I'm sure they've said this before in the past. They've said if the fewer people that vote, or the more people that turn out to vote, the worse our chances are. I don't have the article in front of me, but I remember them specifically saying that in the past, having someone quote that. And so that's what we need to do. We need to continue to make sure that people have their right to vote, so we can stop these right-wingers, conservative Republicans, or at least slow down their complete power grab of the United States and all the power they're